What a week in football. Hold on, where's my mouse? So you want to start with the Huskers? Or should we start with thank you guys for coming back to the MattCast podcast? I am Matty Light, joined by my co-host, Matty Heavy. And
Did you do that on purpose?
I did do that one on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we talked about doing college football and I hit record and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. But do you really want to start with the Huskers since
Yes, because like what I said, which I had a pretty spot on analysis.
Yeah.
If I do say so, Nebraska needed to play all four quarters, and they didn't. If you're kind of looking at it,
Well, they did. They just didn't do overtime.
no, in the third quarter we didn't muster
Oh,
anything.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Third quarter, we got stops,
Mhm.
but I mean, we should have been scoring points. I think was it in the third quarter we missed that field goal,
Yeah.
or maybe it was early fourth, or yeah, early fourth, either late third or early fourth. I can't quite remember.
It was a third quarter because you guys had no points.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it was and I mean that's points right there.
Yeah. You need points
I'm
at all
not gonna
times.
put it all on Rayola, dude. He's a fucking freshman
He played
quarterback. He
really
played really
well.
well, and like
I
everyone,
don't think he made an incompletion that was not like
the one that everyone talks about is
Yeah.
the one that was deep into the end zone.
Yeah.
That he just overthrew him.
Yeah.
And I mean it sucks.
Well,
Because like
for
that's another touchdown.
a freshman quarterback,
First game
Yeah.
playing a ranked team, and first time playing in the Big Ten
Yeah.
versus a Big Ten team. That's a lot to put on the fucking.
he did very well.
He did.
I think the Huskers did a very good job
Yeah.
playing against not only Illinois but the refs too.
The thing, and that's so here's the thing. There's two. He's like we talked about it in the meeting.
Yeah.
Like there was some missed calls, some pretty bad ones that
Yeah.
definitely would have helped us. But then again, there's still plenty of penalties that the team made in the second half of the game that fucking
Just ruined them.
Yeah, so
It's like they were almost spotless in the first half. They had I think they had one or two in the first half.
it was like kind of like hands to the face.
Yeah.
And stuff. But I mean, like
The second half they
nothing
just
too-
turned sloppy.
Yeah, super. Yeah. And that's the thing that I'm seeing right now is kind of the second half. They're kind of
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're just kind of they're losing that momentum or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Something's happened in the locker room that they're
Which I don't think that's even the case. I just think they're just a whole bunch of young guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean it sucks. I really don't like people, blaming Rayola. A lot of people have been saying, at least not online, but a lot of people like in our circle, immediate
Yeah.
circle, saying he's the one that caused the game. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Um,
It was definitely a whole team effort.
Yeah, and I think, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
If Rayola made that touchdown pass and if the kicker kicked that field goal, it's an entirely different game. I'm not gonna sit here and say that we still win it. And then I mean in the overtime they're like, oh, he blew it. I was like, no, he couldn't have like 2 seconds in the pocket before someone was coming to get him. So it sucks. But I mean, if you go back to what I said last week, it's exactly what they
needed to play
improve.
4 quarters.
They needed to play all 4 quarters.
Yep.
And I mean, if you look at it, Illinois played 5, we played like 3.
Yeah.
So if we took over that third quarter.
Yeah.
And actually scored some points, I genuinely think we would have won. But it is what it is. We had an easy matchup this week against Purdue. Definitely a good way to.
Yeah.
Well, you said quick one, so I didn't know. We were
not
looking to the next
super quick. I mean, we're only 4 minutes in.
Okay, my bad.
You're speed run this shit.
I am because I'm looking towards the future.
We'll just cover the top 25 games that happened. Texas whooped up on UL Monroe 51-3.
Which
Yeah. Ohio State surprisingly let up 2 touchdowns to Marshall, but in the first and second quarter, so it was 49-14. Ole Miss 52-13.
The one that really surprised me, you haven't gotten to it yet, is USC Michigan. Not surprised me, excuse me. That's not the word I want to use. But like I would have thought that USC would have came away with that one, not Michigan.
Now, what does that say about USC since Michigan has lost pretty badly?
But I mean, that was week 1.
That was week 2.
Was it week 2?
Yeah, when they lost to Tennessee.
Oh shit, that was week 2. Shit, you're right. Yeah, excuse me.
Or to Texas.
And that's the thing. It was to Texas. Who are,
Yeah.
Especially like even after their quarterback
Yeah,
went down.
Ewers, but then you get Archie Manning,
Yeah,
which is
and
a
he's
prodigy child.
exactly.
Yeah,
He might, and I think they're talking about giving him the starting
yeah.
role, which sucks for
Well, I mean,
Ewers.
have you seen the fucking numbers he's been putting up?
I've been seeing, and he
And
definitely
he's
has the name recognition and the fans behind
yeah,
him.
he's got the.
Like,
Not only does he have an arm on him
mm,
too, he can fucking run, which I
yeah,
don't think any of the Manning brothers could fucking run.
not well.
No,
No, not well.
like Peyton had his bootleg shit that he'd always do,
Yeah,
where
but
he'd
that was like, I'm gonna go like just right over there,
yeah, I'm
fellas.
gonna go 5 to 10 yards max.
Yeah, so just hold him for like
Yeah,
10 seconds.
it's like we're gonna literally drag the whole offense to one side,
Hmm.
and I'm just gonna run to
I wish there was a way on here that we could see. Oh yeah, you can see rankings. I
yeah.
want to see kind of like where the shakeup now, because especially
I'll
BYU beating the dog
I'll
piss
pull
out
it
of
up
K
and
State.
when we go
Yeah,
into
the
next
next
week.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tennessee beat Oklahoma, which wasn't it was a 10-point game, so not too terrible of a loss for Oklahoma. I don't see them dropping too much. Missouri barely beat fucking Vanderbilt. That's actually kind of surprising. 30-27. Miami whooped up on uh South Florida,
we showed
which we
that.
showed a
Yeah,
meme where literally the quarterback is pointing to the gap that they're gonna run and score a touchdown on, and they could not stop him. He went in like with one hand touching him.
yeah.
It was wild. Penn State won. Utah beat Oklahoma State 22-19. Kansas State lost to BYU 38-9, which says a lot about K-State. Like they've gotten they've been beaten by a team that's 4-0.
Unranked.
Yeah, but unranked. And then they almost lost to Tulane. And it was like, what does it say about K-State? Like, is it
Probably time to take that number
yeah,
away.
or bump them into like the high 20s? Um, LSU beat UCLA. Notre Dame beat Miami, Ohio. Louisville beat Georgia
Yeah,
Tech.
don't listen to us, by the way. We said NC State might upset Clemson.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, NC State has in the past
And
played competitively,
yeah, it
so that's what I'm just going off of like
yeah, yeah. No, I get you.
they're a team you never want to like leave out.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Iowa State whooped up on Arkansas State 52-7, which I was sitting there like
Did you get to watch that game?
I watched part of it.
You
Yeah.
were at
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
For the most part, yeah.
I pretty much was listening to the majority of the game.
Gotcha.
Um and then when it got into like the third quarter and we already had our second string in, I'm like, all right, I don't need to watch.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it
I'm
makes
just like,
sense.
yeah,
Like I've seen enough of this
yeah.
game.
Um, well, I mean, I'm pretty, I'm not really eating my words from what I said last week, where like Arkansas State is competitive.
I didn't want to argue with it, but I was in my head. I was just like, this guy has no fucking
I was
like.
just, I mean,
I think didn't we talk about
when they
earlier,
play
like
competitive against Michigan, another ranked team,
yeah.
I'm sitting there like, all right, cool. You guys had Michigan on the ropes until the fourth quarter.
Mm.
That's a fucking
So
team
you
we
heard it
should
here.
potentially look
Iowa
out
State
for.
is better than Michigan.
Well, that's what Arkansas State's coach said. Yes. I'm sitting there like, I'm not the one
Matt's like,
saying it.
I'm not gonna say it, but I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna
going to say it,
disagree.
but Michigan State's coach, or not Michigan, Arkansas State's
State.
coach said that in the pregame and postgame interview
Hmm.
that he thinks Iowa State is a better team than Michigan.
I think if we blow up to add to the MattCast, we need to add Matt Campbell and
Oh,
Matt
dude.
Rule.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be crazy.
Oh, dude, that would fucking
Never
be
happened.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pipe dream, dude. I'm over here
Yeah.
smoking. I'm not going to say what political person's crack pipe, but
Ah, okay.
you guys can fill in the gaps. Um, Clemson beat NC State. Buffalo beat Northern Illinois 23-20.
They're probably out of the rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Texas A&M beat Bowling Green, which Bowling Green they keep it competitive. 26-20. So I
Yeah, they
mean,
definitely were rocking in the second half.
Bowling Green has stayed competitive against two ranked teams now
Mm-hmm.
in the first 4 weeks. So is that a team we should look out for that is just unfortunately lost? Is this
What are they? They Big Ten, but not
I
Big
think
Ten.
they're
Big SEC.
I think they're Sun Belt maybe. Let's just pull it up. The third in the MAC. Don't know what that is, but
It's a weird name though.
yeah.
Bowling Green.
So going into week 5, we're gonna first cover the top 25, and then we'll cover Nebraska. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah.
Miami versus Virginia Tech. I want to watch that.
City wouldn't watch that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch that.
Kentucky. Well, it is a Friday night game, so if you got nothing else to do on Friday,
Iowa State or nothing.
no. Kentucky Ole Miss. That's gonna be a game to watch. Kentucky fucking. Didn't they fucking beat Georgia? Or they kept it competitive?
They kept it competitive.
Yeah, in week 2. And I was telling one of my coworkers, like, this is a game to watch, Kentucky versus Georgia. And he was like, nah, man, Georgia's gonna roll them.
No, they lost to Georgia.
Um, Michigan, Minnesota, that's a rivalry game. So if you want to watch that one, I don't think Minnesota's gonna do that well. Oklahoma State versus K State. That one might be a game. Oh, and they're 23 now. Okay. And Oklahoma State's now 20 after losing. BYU's 22 now against Baylor. We're now getting the conference play, so this is when the games really matter. Wisconsin versus UC or USC. Louisville, Notre Dame. I'd watch that game because Louisville last year did very well.
Very well right now.
Yeah. And Notre Dame is Notre Dame. Oklahoma versus Auburn. This is a new SEC matchup too because this is like their second year, and I don't think Oklahoma played Auburn at all last year. Texas A&M versus Arkansas. Mississippi State versus Texas. Ohio State versus Michigan State. Stanford, Clemson. Iowa State versus Houston, which should be an easy game, especially with how we played against Arkansas State. I think we're gonna follow up that big win.
When I first saw that, it's been like, and I think I said it like 8 times. I keep thinking it's fucking Utah.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there like, dude, I wouldn't sleep on it.
Yeah.
And
then you look at it again,
and I'm like, oh, Utah's at the bottom of the screen right there.
Now this one again is going to have to continue to be. Iowa State needs to stay on top of their offense. Yes, they had a fairly easy game last week, but like now you're playing Big 12 games. You need to play all 4 quarters on offense. Your defense is already doing it.
Who did Houston? Who do they play these last couple?
Let's pull it up. UNLV, Oklahoma. They beat Rice and lost to Cincinnati. Okay. They lost to Cincinnati 34-0.
Yeah, I think you guys are good. I know you don't want to overlook anybody.
I don't want to overlook anybody, not this year. Because I've done it in years past where I'm like, oh yeah, guaranteed win. I'm not saying any win's guaranteed this season. And also just knowing Iowa State and how they play. I'm might be overcorrecting where like I follow the hype train, but
look at Southern Alabama's fucking like logo. What the fuck is that thing?
I think it's like a panther or something like that.
I thought it was like a catfish.
We'll pull it up here in a second. Georgia versus Alabama. That's going to be a game to watch. That's a top 5 game. Illinois versus Penn State should be a game to watch. South Alabama versus LSU. The Jaguars. Okay.
Man, now that I see it up close, from afar, that's an awful logo.
What? Okay. Okay. Washington State versus Boise State. I want to watch that one. Arizona versus Utah. Could be a game to watch. Arizona is 2-1, and Utah's 4-0.
Oh shit! Hey Aaron, can you throw the biscuits into the oven?
Yeah, one sec.
Pause your game, sweetie. Yes, you can.
Oregon versus UCLA. I probably wouldn't watch that one. UCLA has been not playing super well.
You don't even need to pull it up. I know Nebraska's playing Purdue. That's a easy dub.
Should be.
I think they're gonna come back fucking mad that they just lost. Especially they've been probably like, dude, we definitely should have won that game.
Matt rolls in there beating up his players.
I think that's an easy game. It's not gonna get us back ranked, unfortunately, anytime soon. But it's a good stepping stone for the next week.
Yeah.
Just to get some confidence.
What was it you were wanting to bring up when we were talking about last week's? Something about Iowa State. I'm forgetting.
Was it from the memes?
No, I didn't send any Iowa State memes.
I sent one.
Oh, it was the ASU.
Yeah.
But also ASU is a notoriously known party school. Like I think they've consistently been ranked in the top 5 of like drunkest schools to be at.
Oh, it was nothing that I wanted to bring up on here. I was just gonna say something. Yeah. I remember what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can just kind of go into NFL now.
Yeah. So going into week 3 of the NFL, we had the Pats versus the Jets, which I thought the Patriots were going to do a lot better, but
I thought they would have been at least a
little bit more competitive. Yes, that's what I was thinking too. I'm just like, with how they've been playing, I'm like, all right, cool, they're going to be competitive. But does that mean the Jets are? No.
I would want to see the Jets versus the Bills. Wait, didn't they play each other?
Yeah,
No.
I thought they did play each other already.
No, they played the 49ers. And so they lost to the. If I can pull it up, I'm sorry.
I think they lost to the 49ers.
Oh, I just clicked on their thing, but this week's too.
Yeah, just lost to the 49ers.
So that was in week 2.
No, that was week 1.
Oh, sorry. Week 2.
Week 2, the Jets played the Titans.
Okay, so yeah, excuse me. I want to see them play. I was gonna say the Dolphins at first, but then I was like, well, no,
not anymore.
Well, because fucking dude, Skylar Thompson is
Ass.
Dude, he's awful.
But
I'm just gonna leave it at that respectfully.
The Patriots put in Drake May
for I think like half of the game.
Yeah,
but I mean, even if you look at Jacoby Brissett's like stats, it's not like he was throwing interceptions left and right. They just couldn't muster up anything offensively. And throw the biscuits into the oven, not the air fryer.
Wait, what?
Throw the biscuits into the oven.
The oven's not even on, dude.
That's you have to turn on the oven, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Jets learned like their run defense needs to start playing after playing against the 49ers. And like they have stopped a good deal of the run. Like I had Tony Pollard and against the Jets, like he did not perform like he did week 1 or week 2.
Tony Pollard's where now?
For Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. They're talking about the 49ers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But like after having that run game of Jordan Mason against the Jets, I think they're like, hey, we need to fucking lock in on this shit. And that's probably what stopped the Patriots because like the last 2 weeks, Stevenson fucking was racking up points, and then this week absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So maybe they were able to stop the fucking
the Giants defense came in
clutch.
What was it? 5 or 6
sacks? Yeah.
On fucking Deshaun, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like the Giants surprised us.
Danny Dimes finally showed you like, hey, this is why I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
But it took fucking 3 weeks.
Also a bum ass team. Fucking the depressed Cowboys fan YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, this is like 2 armless people getting in a slap boxing match.
Yeah, Trap House Sports. I love that
guy. Packers beat the Titans. Bears played a lot better against the Colts, but didn't play.
Finally got fucking Caleb Williams finally got his first touchdown.
Yeah.
First 2 touchdowns.
And Caleb Williams threw for 363 yards and 2 touchdowns, but it was 52 attempts at throwing.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, because fucking the fucking not fucking what?
DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift, yeah, couldn't fucking
Nothing.
no.
Nothing at all. And like there was one meme I saw, I didn't send it. I should have sent it. But it was like a Bears fan talking shit on Justin Fields. And it was like Caleb Williams better than Justin Fields. He threw for 300 yards, like more than Justin Fields has. And I'm just like, okay, but how many attempts?
Yeah.
How many attempts did he pass the ball? It was just like,
That's a lot, homie.
yeah,
And who is fucking who's undefeated right now?
yeah. Who's undefeated and who's what?
Yeah. Who just got their first 2 touchdowns of the year?
Yeah,
Like
in week 3.
you can't. Yeah, you can't.
You're
go-
supposed to
because
be.
here's like fucking Andy Dalton threw for 300 yards. Are you telling me that he's better than any other QB in the league right now? Because he's
Yeah.
the first one to do 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
I mean, he did perform very well. And
Who
if he
said
can,
that? Was that Connor? Did Connor say that?
Connor didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
But like, if he continues to perform like that, you could say he's probably one of the better quarterbacks in the league right now. But also, Andy Dalton.
Oh. No.
I'm saying if he continues to play like that.
If he does,
Yeah.
I don't see it.
If he continues to pass for 200 plus a game with a touchdown, maybe 2.
That's but like do you really think Bryce Young was the problem the whole time?
I don't know. Like,
Dude, fucking
I also have not cared enough to watch the Panthers play.
fair enough.
So, like, I can't say 100% for certain. Like, whenever it comes to the Panthers, I just look at the highlights.
What highlights?
That exactly. It just proves my point even more. But it's just like I can't say for certain who's the problem. Like if it's a team I can sit there and consistently watch, I can tell you who the problem is every time. It's kind of like with Iowa State. Like I can tell you their defense is solid, but their offense doesn't play half the game because I consistently watch them every fucking week. And like with the Steelers, just kind of glancing past some of these other teams.
What's going on with your phone over there?
It's a fucking surveyor. All because I fucking
Why is it flashing?
Because I set up the flash thing.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
80? You can't hear your phone.
No, I like to have the alarm because like whenever the alarm clock goes off, I set up the flashlight to be right at my face so it flashbangs me in the morning.
Jesus Christ!
I can't tell you how many times it saved me.
Aren't you kind of worried about losing your vision going forward in life?
No.
I think you're like by that time, bionic eyes will definitely be a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like just speaking of the Steelers, like the Steelers have consistently done one thing, and that's has possession of time on their side, where they just run the ball very well. Yes, they're only getting 4 yards per carrier. Small, bite-sized plays.
But if they're doing that, if they do 4 yards of play, they do that 3 times. First, second, third down. That's a first down with 2 extra yards.
And like
it's enough.
You kill the clock enough.
Yeah.
Where like you are not forcing the situations where like you just have to have your defense. They're fully recharged. They sat on the bench for so long. They spend 45 minutes out there, and next thing you know, your offense back out there, running the ball again, grinding away at the defense, getting their offense all sort of out of whack because they can't get a rhythm. I think Mike Tomlin's been doing it right, knowing what his.
So are you jumping past the Texans, the Vikings?
Yeah, just because I was talking about consistent teams I consistently watch. They're doing the right shit where they're consistently eating up a bunch of clock and not letting the other team have enough time to actually do something on offense.
Right.
Which I don't know how that's going to go throughout the rest of the season.
I wouldn't even say he's not having. I don't even think that's really even a lot of it. I think a lot of it is your guys' defense is going out there and putting out you know very short drives.
Yeah.
So it forces the Steelers to have more time of possession because it's like, hey, like we gotta.
And they're doing good at it.
Yeah.
It's not so much of just forcing them and they just go 3 and out and fucking punt it every time.
Yeah, because it's just very wearing on your defense.
Yeah. It's actually letting them get full recharge time on the sideline and get back into the game, locked in. And fuck, Cam Hayward tied James Harrison's franchise sack record.
Who's above that? Is it Palomalu?
Palomalu doesn't have as many sacks as James Harrison.
I didn't know.
I don't think. I think James Harrison.
So some old guy from the Steel Curtain probably has.
Probably. Mean Joe Green, John Hamm. You could literally rattle off any of those defensive linemen or linebackers, and you'd probably be right.
I mean, no team has scored more than 10 points over the Steelers. Granted,
Yeah.
it's only 3 games. But
it's only 3 games. But
well, we'll get into what I think is going to happen next week.
Yeah.
In a few minutes here.
So yeah,
I
after
looked ahead and I saw who they're playing and
Vikings whooped up on the Texans.
Dude, that was a game that we were talking about. Like, this is going to be kind of the throttler for the
Vikings, and they proved us. I mean,
they're a legit contender.
They're a legit contender.
3-0. Sam Darnold is
playing like prime Peyton Manning. Yeah, he's balling out.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Really don't know
so I don't know what to say. Like, are the Vikings? Should I just start saying yes to the Vikings every week? Like,
I don't know. It's one of those things. I don't know. I gotta look.
Yeah,
because
like
I thought the Texans were gonna at least do something.
Something.
But
like the Vikings, purple fucking people eaters. Yeah, they're back almost. It seems like. It almost seems like it. Like their defense has done phenomenal throughout the season.
Well, and that's a tougher division too right now.
Yeah.
Minus the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of those teams can easily be
playoff
contender teams, especially with Malik Willis holding it down before for
Jordan Love
to get back. So which also they're kind of like, hey, Jordan Love, you don't have to rush back. Malik, is holding it down.
Yeah.
Granted, it was versus the Texans
or the Titans.
Yeah.
But still, Malik Willis has been holding it down until Jordan Love shows up, and I know everybody they're in the NFC North, correct?
NFC North.
Yeah. Everybody in the NFC North is just sitting there like the Packers can't keep getting away with this fucking meme.
Where
it's just like
one quarterback leaves.
Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, and then even Jordan Love's backup. It was like they just can't keep getting away with this shit. The Eagles barely beat the Saints, and now there's murders in the street of New Orleans.
Yeah.
They went 18 days.
Comeback.
New Orleans went 18 days without a murder, and then as soon as the Saints lose, someone gets shot in the fucking streets, and it's just like, all right. Now the Saints know Derek Carr has to perform. No, we talked about the Steelers, but we didn't say the score. 20-10. Broncos whooped up on the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield could not avoid a sack.
How many times did he get sacked? Is he another?
He was like 6. 5 to 6 times. It's just like, yo, Baker, like last week you did very well escaping the pocket and fucking running for the ball. And then this week it's just like, yo, what the fuck, dude? Like I thought you were back at prime Oklahoma where you're running the ball well and throwing the ball well.
I don't blame it all on poor Baker.
No. He got Chris Godwin a touchdown, which mattered to me because he's on my fantasy team. So, Panthers beat the Raiders 36-22.
Andy Dalton, bro.
Andy Dalton.
Dude, can you imagine having fucking you're just like, I'm so desperate. I need a QB. Andy Dalton, I know that guy.
Yeah, he did kind of good. He got the Bengals to the playoffs. Let's get him on here.
Like what?
Once or twice, yeah. Seahawks beat up the Dolphins 24-3.
Dude, they got to figure something out with that quarterback.
Yeah.
Get probably anybody else but Skylar Thompson. I got fucking
Tyreek
on my team, and man, he.
There was a meme.
Look on him. I'm curious how many fucking receptions this guy has fucking this year. He also got to be one that's like less than 10. This chair is dangerously close to getting snapped.
Oh. 13 receptions, 194 yards, 1 TD, average 14.9.
Yeah, you ain't doing shit for me, bro.
Yeah.
I drafted that motherfucker second overall.
I'm surprised he made it second overall. Honestly,
Hmm?
Tyreek making it the second.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Sorry, never mind. I thought you meant second round. My
Oh,
fault.
no,
I misheard.
no.
There was a meme I saw where it's like there's been 4 offers for Bryce Young for trade,
Yeah.
and then someone made the joke like Dolphins. We all know it was you that fucking did all 4.
Yeah.
The Ravens beat the Cowboys, and it seemed like almost an easy clap for the Ravens up until
Until
the Cowboys.
they kind of put down their control in the second
Yeah.
half, and they're like, "Oh shit, let me fucking."
Yeah, they fucking lean back, put their hat on right, and then just kind of sitting there, put it on sim. Fourth quarter rolls around, they're like, hat turns around backwards, and they're leaned up over.
What do you mean they scored 25 points?
49ers lost to the Rams 24-27.
Yeah, it's fucking. I mean,
I heard you walking into the house with the game playing,
yeah,
and you like
because
seemed
it was.
like
I was at work, and It was one of the things. Like I was trying to watch it wherever I could. I was like, I'm gonna go use the restroom.
yeah, sit there for 30 minutes like
Yeah. Um, and like, yeah, I sped home
yeah.
for the last drive or the last 2 drives really, and like I was fucking.
You pull it in. I heard you go, "Let's go!" As I'm sitting there hungover and like half awake.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a great game. They're both super beat up, so it's
Yeah.
really hard to like. Oh my god,
Yeah,
this
we're so back.
It's it's one
Yeah.
of those things like fucking. If it wasn't for Juwan Jennings or Connor
Yeah.
Williams, those are the 2 guys that each scored 3 touchdowns for
Yeah.
each team. So like,
Kyron Williams flip
yeah, that's just
into
crazy.
the end zone. Crazy.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I'm sorry I didn't put that in, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was very happy. Especially since
I'm happy for you too.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm sitting there like you.
I was sitting there, I was like, man, the Huskers lose and the Rams, and it's the same week that the Cardinals got eliminated.
Yeah.
I might just have to kill myself. I don't know.
And your fantasy.
Oh, and my fantasy.
Yeah.
I wasn't bring that up,
But now I definitely am
Yeah.
again. It's back on the table. Lions faithful staying true. 20-13 over the Cardinals. Chiefs beat the Falcons 22-17. I think that should have been a Falcons.
It's one of those things. I don't want to. So here's the thing, like that pass interference call in the end zone
Mm-hmm.
was their second to last drive, I believe.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, you gotta take the points you can get.
Yeah. No, that was their last drive.
No, it wasn't.
First.
No, it wasn't. It was their second to last drive because they could have
Yeah.
kicked the field goal.
Kicked the field goal,
And that would have been they would have been down by 2.
Yep.
And then they had another opportunity to kick a field goal
where they were in field goal range.
But the thing is since they already went forward on 4th down once,
Yeah.
they had to do it again
Yep.
because, and that was the thing. Yeah, they didn't get it. So it was one of the things that, like, in hindsight, you can blame the refs for that blown call.
Well, I mean, yeah, when the defender's hugging
But-
you like your fucking grandma at a family reunion.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. And the thing is you had other opportunities to right that wrong, and
Yeah.
your coaching. You know, you got.
But sometimes,
you can't
like,
coach
yeah.
missed calls. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But also sometimes, like, I mean, you can make the argument that, like, Dan Campbell's been successful with the 4th down conversions.
Yeah, and
But-
that's if you're successful with it,
Yeah.
and you got good plays.
And, like, sometimes you have to risk it. Like, you don't know if you're going to get the ball back or not. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, another thing, you don't want to give
he made a
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Even what's that thing that they say that less than like he has a really good 2-minute
Yeah.
drill essentially. But like in hindsight, and
Yeah.
I'm playing Captain Hindsight.
Yeah.
You're being devil's advocate here. You gotta take the points where you can get them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's just a point where and fucking Kim or Young Ho Kim or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck.
He's one of the better kickers.
In the league right now, man. Like,
and it's like you can get that easy
it's
field
not like
goal.
it's like the Huskers kicker where it's like it's chip shot range, but it's 50-50, man. Throw him out there. Like,
I know it's only a 20-yard field goal, but like 50-50, you can
Yeah.
toss up a coin.
and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like we're both on the same,
Yeah.
like, oh well, what if this happened and
You could play the what if games all you
day.
want. Yeah,
But
all
the thing
day.
is that like if the Falcons are moving forward, it's like
Yeah.
we should probably take the points where we can get them. You know what I mean?
And like as a playing a little bit of devil's advocate, if your game is decided on what ifs, I think you're doing the right shit.
Depending, yeah.
It's just like on what like if in hind like at the end of the game you're saying like what if this, what if this? Like I think you're doing the right things to keep a team like the Chiefs competitive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, and that's the thing too. When I see like, oh, these, the Chiefs are
Yeah.
3-0 right now. It's like they really shouldn't be though.
Yeah.
Like,
They really shouldn't be.
yeah. Now a team that is 3-0 that deserves to be 3-0 is the Bills, who
The
fucking just
Bills.
dog walked the fucking
Holy
Jaguars.
shit. Oh, and I realized who the Jaguars backup is. Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Yep.
Yeah, you said Josh Jones. I was like, who the fuck is Josh Jones?
I don't know. It sounds right. But like we're sitting like, who the fuck is Jones?
No, I like you were like you're like, oh, they put in fucking Jones. I was like, who's Jones? You're like, Josh Jones. I was like, who the fuck is Josh
Well,
Jones?
I said more like Josh Jones.
Which like the way that
Yeah.
he said it in my ear was like, idiot, fucking, you don't know who the fuck Josh Jones is? And I was just sitting there
He's
like,
like
is this some
dumbass.
fucking college guy that just came in? I have no fucking clue.
But yeah, it was Mac Jones, and like I mean,
yes, he fumbled.
yeah, he fumbled too. So did Trevor Lawrence,
Mm-hmm.
and it was almost an identical play too. When I first saw the one with Trevor Lawrence, I'm like, oh, that was Mac Jones. I'm like, wait, no, that's too long of hair.
Yeah.
And then I saw it again, I'm like, oh, okay.
And then yeah, the Commanders and the Bengals had a real
Yep.
fucking close game.
Um,
That's a team that sucks to see you go 0-3 to start. You
the
know what I mean?
Bengals, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, like that first game they had though. Oh yeah, they played
They
terribly.
did, yeah.
Just to give you guys an update on how
Yeah.
we've been going. Um, Matt had the Jets beating the Pats. We both lost the Browns. Both won the Packers. Both won the Colts. Both lost Texans and Saints. I won Steelers. Matt lost Chargers. We both had Bucks losing or winning, but they lost. Same with the Raiders. They lost. Seahawks won. Ravens won. I had the 49ers. He had the Rams. Uh, Lions won. Falcons lost. I had the Bill, or we both had the Bills winning, and I had the Commanders, and he had the Bengals. And currently, I am 27 and 21, and Matty Heavy is 23 and 25. We did a recount on the shit after last week's episode because he said he wanted to check my math, and he was right for checking my math. So we sat here, did it together. He yelled at me like I was back in fourth grade. My dad was trying to teach me math. So, yeah, I almost cried a little bit, not gonna lie. And Matt is back for our predictions going forward.
Fucking cool guy here.
I, as much as I'm on the Cowboys hate train against the Giants,
You don't go on Giants.
we both going Cowboys.
They got one. No, dude, put me as the Giants. They had one good game. They're so bad. Danny Dimes is fucking. He's him, bro. Now my heart of hearts, I think you're a sellout, by the way.
No. No, I'm putting you down as the Giants.
No, I'm saying you're a sellout for picking the Cowboys, Mister. Like, oh yeah.
Well, it's against the Giants. This is one where I'm sitting there like,
hey man, you're already ahead. You know what's.
you just want me to go Giants. You want Cowboys?
No, I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna go Giants.
You're gonna go Giants?
And you're gonna be eating crow with a slice of humble pie when
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes serves up.
All right. I'm gonna go Saints over Falcons.
I'm gonna go Falcons over Saints.
I went Flackins.
I saw it and I was like, huh. Have I been spelling Falcons wrong this whole time?
Shut up.
What is that thing where it's like
I'm gonna go Rams over Bears.
I'm also going Rams over Bears, but here's the thing, like we're still beat up. But the Bears are just mid enough. We just gotta like
They're mid enough where like I think the Rams are still gonna be
It's close to a 50-50 game.
It is
looking
going
at
to be a
these.
50-50 game.
Yeah.
And like I'm leaning more towards Rams than Bears. I already know ESPN is going to say the Bears just because of Caleb Williams.
No,
But
they're on. I think they might be 49-47 or something like that.
oh,
But
okay,
it's really close.
yeah,
I am gonna go
Vikings over Packers.
But this is a game that I'm like super interested in.
I am definitely interested in it as well. Vikings Packers, like Malik Willis.
What you talking about, Willis?
It's gonna be a game for Malik Willis to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully,
Well,
they are
also,
playing in
like,
Lambeau Field,
yeah.
so like maybe they have that going for them.
Hey, what you barking for?
And I'm gonna go Steelers over Colts.
I am also going Steelers over Colts because
Anthony Richardson
Anthony Richardson
not played against good defenses.
and he still throws a ton of interceptions.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Taylor, he's a good back and all, but you got to get through T.J.
Yeah.
Watt and Cam Hayward and all
You
that
got to get
fucking
through
company.
that Steelers
And
defensive
who's that
line.
new fucking guy on the Steelers who's
Herbert or someone?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
he had what 2 sacks
Yeah.
last week. So yeah, I think
Broncos surprised me last week, but I'm still gonna lean
go
Jets.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah, it's just like as much as they surprised me, I'm sitting like
a blind squirrel can find a nut every once
yeah.
in a while.
And I still want to lean Buccaneers
I'm
over
going
Eagles.
Buccaneers too.
I'm just leaning. I'm leaning Buck. Something in my gut saying go with him.
Now, dude, I'm going for the Bengals.
Yeah.
But the thing, man, the fucking if
Andy Dalton might have a revenge
if
game.
he does it twice, dude, like, and here's
Yeah.
it's not even really a revenge game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he played for the Bengals. It wasn't like Malik Willis who was just going versus like he was just on the Titans and now
Yeah.
he like
They
he
decided to
been
go.
on the Bengals
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah. Jags Jags Texans. I'm gonna go Texans.
Yeah. Even though the Jags really need this one.
And I'm gonna go Commanders over Cardinals.
I'm gonna go Cardinals over Commanders. The Cardinals are kind of shocking me for.
They are playing very well, but also with how Jaden Daniels though.
Yeah, and
Jaden Daniels having
here's the
91 pass completion against the Bengals.
Dude, I tell you, I don't know what they did to Buda Baker this year.
Yeah.
He is on demon time. That
Yeah.
guy is going fucking bananas this year.
But I mean, you also can't deny Marvin Harrison Jr. too.
Finally starting to
finally starting to play good.
Finally,
Yeah, it was only one game.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
I mean, to the Cardinals, this is one that I'm like in my head, like deep down, I know it's a 50-50, but in my head, I'm like leaning more towards the Commanders.
Yeah. Patriots, 49ers,
but like going from one game of where like you're not tossing the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr. to that's your new number.
I mean, they're gonna use James Conner.
Yeah.
They're gonna use
Zach Ertz. Yep.
I was gonna ask you because I picked up Zach Ertz. Like, should I have him or
Sam Laporta?
Yeah, and
that's a rough.
Sam Laporta has not been doing it for me, man. Not this season.
Well, with how the Commanders have been playing on defense, it might be a better chance to.
Wait, is Zach Ertz on the Commanders?
No, he's on the Cardinals.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who are the Lions playing?
I don't know who you're talking about yet. They're lower down. The Seahawks.
They're playing against the Seahawks. I honestly might say Zach Ertz.
I'm
leaning towards Zach Ertz. Yeah. Patriots 49ers. I'm going 49ers.
Yeah. If Brandon Ayuk can at least like pretend like he's playing football,
yeah,
that'd be great for me. Now I'm not even a big 49ers fan. Actually, I'm probably their biggest hater.
I'm gonna go Raiders over Browns.
I am also gonna go Raiders over Browns. I don't like rapists. Rapists.
I'm gonna go Chiefs over Chargers.
I am gonna go Chargers over Chiefs.
Oh, I spelling Chiefs.
Chefs.
You're gonna go Chargers.
I'm gonna go Chargers.
Now, is Justin Herbert out, though?
Is he?
He got injured in the Steelers game.
You did spell chess, by the way.
God damn it.
I wasn't trying to you know, this is like.
And then while he's doing that one,
He's questionable.
he's questionable.
Yeesh.
You want me to put in there if Herbo's out?
Maybe like give him till like.
Well, we got to put like on here, so that's why I'm like we've done it one or two times last year.
Yeah.
Where like if one person's out,
Yeah, just do yeah. If yeah.
if Herbert is in.
Yeah.
Okay, so if Justin Herbert's in the game, you're saying Chargers. If he's not, then it's Chiefs. Okay. Now this is a game that is definitely to watch, and I'm glad it's Sunday Night Football.
Oh, 100%.
Bills
I'm
Ravens.
going Bills.
I want to go Ravens, but I also like it is a toss up for me.
The thing is, like the thing with the Ravens right now is you got to stop the run game.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
it is. And I want to put Ravens on there just because they are on my fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens, and you're gonna go Bills. But honestly, I'm not gonna be mad if the Bills win.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's the same for you. Like,
No, I'm not gonna be mad either way.
Titans Dolphins is ass versus ass, but at least the Titans have a quarterback.
I guess yeah, Titans. I'd love to sit here and go fucking Fins, but
Well, I mean, if they had Tua, yeah, it'll be a whole different story. And I'm gonna go Lions faithful.
I'm definitely going Lions. Yeah. So I guess who's on the bye week this week?
No, this is where I normally put like our average right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, and then we could talk about our fantasy before we how the league's kind of going.
We gotta start about fantasy.
Well, we do it every week, so.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go over the league right now. I'm currently 3-0 with 413 points. OJ was framed 3-0, 325.
I was surprised that he's
Yeah,
in there,
yeah.
but you know he earned it.
Two girls, one cup, 3-0, 307. Coming for you, 2-1, 362. Tom, I'm a Kiss Your Kids, Brady, 2-1, 297. Did he draft him? 1-2, 332. Auto Draft Dream Team, 1-2, 329. Amara Doggin, 1-2, 290. G Man's Team, 1-2, 283. Epstein's Flight Log, 1-2, 258. Run the Jewels, 0-3, 282. Patrick and Mahomes, 0-3, 235.
Yeah, whenever me and Pat and the homies,
Yeah.
it's gonna be battle midway, bro. I do think I'm gonna maybe get my first win this week.
Okay, so
I'm
I'm up
playing-
against two girls, one cup.
I think that's a great game for the both of you guys.
Yeah. Well, especially since Chris Godwin's questionable right now for his neck.
My bad.
Godwin was limited at Wisney's practice due to a neck injury. Are kicking off week 4 prep with
Damn, the only guy you could really put in there is Alan Lazard.
yeah. And then George Kittle still questionable. He was at practice, so
Oh, that's good.
yeah, he was at practice this week.
Oh, Joe Mixon might be back for me.
Oh, that'd be huge for you.
Yeah, he was out last week.
For this week's matchups, Auto Draft Team is against G Man's team. Did he draft him against OJ's frame or OJ was framed? Amara Doggin is against Epstein's flight log. That's the battle of mid. They're projected both for under 90 points. So, like, if you want to talk about battle of mid, that's where it's at. Coming for you is against Run the Jewels. Tom, I'm gonna kiss your kids. Brady is against Patrick and Mahomes, and that one should be an easy clap for. But I mean,
Man, I think the thing is too with your game right now is you guys have such like personal beef. Like
yeah.
you would probably hate to lose to him.
Oh yeah, especially since I should have beat him our first year doing it.
Yeah.
But I got robbed because Damar Hamlin, who is being praised now, he should be dead. All right,
Oof.
this man's a dead man walking, and I don't.
Dead to you.
I will forever have beef against Damar Hamlin just because of that game. Just because of that game alone, ruining my
Ruining it for you.
playoffs. Yeah. I was sitting there like, this is my first time playing fantasy, and I have this goated ass team, and I'm 5 points behind, and I lose because he wants to die in the playoffs. And it's just like, all right, dog. So Damar Hamlin will forever be on my hate list, and if I ever see him on site, it's a fight. 100%.
Yeah, you're gonna lose.
I probably, even if I did lose, I can at least get a fight in, and I'll get my 15 minutes of fame.
You're like, that's for my fantasy team, man.
It's just
What
like,
you say? Nothing.
and then when I get interviewed in my 15 minutes of fame, it's like, this motherfucker ruined my fantasy.
Everyone would be going like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, this is like all the fantasy like
It's
teams
also like that one was like, to this day,
to this day.
to this day.
Dude, I'd get memes so much if that ever did happen.
Which, like, when the fuck, when is he gonna be in Omaha anytime
Yeah.
soon?
Or like, traveling out, dude. I could be in my 50s and I see Damar Hamlin in a wheelchair because he's brain dead.
Oh, I say, why are you 50 years old in a wheelchair?
No, but he's in a fucking
Yeah.
And I sit there fucking see him rolling around.
Hey, next week we promise we'll talk about UFC and NHL starting up again
Yep.
and MLB because they'll be going into the pro seasons.
They are going to the pros.
The pros?
Pro seasons.
Pro seasons?
That's what you said.
Post seasons.
You said pros. You definitely said pros.
I would. No, you said pros.
You definitely said pros.
If I did, I meant postseason. You went, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely going pros, and I was like, yeah.
I was sitting there like, is he fucking up or am I fucking him up? I'm just gonna follow his lead.
You fucking me up currently.
Okay.
I meant postseason if I didn't say
Okay.
postseason.
They are playoffs now. Postseason.
Postseason, yeah. They're winding it down to their last, few.
Yeah.
So
And
we'll talk about it. We'll promise.
Yeah.
Which maybe 999.
999
Maybe
for the playoffs.
Yeah.
I can see it happening. Yeah.
Why not?
All right. Thank you guys for joining the MattCast podcast. I'm Matty Light, joined by my co-host Matty Heavy. Thank you guys for coming.
Trying a new outro thing.
Oh, you're trying a new outro?
Trying.
All right.
Didn't
Yeah.
work. I don't like it.